Let's get this budget together for March. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be budgeting for March of 2024, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no and, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is what we're going to be doing. However, I do want to share that I've already laid the foundation for our March budget as of the top of 2024 or the top of January. So basically, what has taken place is, let me tell you how this works. Starting with last quarter of 2024, the last quarter of 2024, I could throw it back further than that, but we don't need to do that. Let's just start with quarter 4 of 2023. Sorry, if I said 2024, I meant 2023. In Q4 of 2023, I decided that I was going to start implementing this quarterly planning system or routine. And so what I have been doing at the top of each quarter is I have been sitting down and trying to plan and organize and prep our lives for the next quarter or the next 3 months. So essentially I'm just doing life admin types of things, and basically I'm taking a day or two to do that at the top of the quarter so that I don't have to do so much throughout the rest of the quarter. And it has been life changing and very transformative. I do it on the personal side of things and the work side of things. I do it for our finances. I do it for our home, our dog, us, health, you name it. I just cover all of the areas. I just try to sit and think about all that's coming up in the next quarter and see what I can come up with. So that being said, at the top of January, I created a budget for January, February, and March of 2024. And I kind of just laid the foundation. I put together a preliminary budget, if you will. And today what we're going to be doing is finalizing that budget. So in theory, this should take us like 10 minutes max. But of course, we have to dive into this first and stop listening to me talk. But I do want to share one other thing, which is that a book has recently come out called The 12-Week Year. I have not read it yet, but I've been listening to folks talk about it specifically online. And I don't know the exact purpose of this, but from what I've gathered, so I guess you could think of it as just like from what I've been taught. I don't know if it's 100% accurate or not, but from what I've gathered, it is a means of basically achieving goals in a shorter time frame. So let's say you want to lose 20 pounds. Well, instead of giving yourself a year to do that, you would try to complete that in 12 weeks or a quarter. That's kind of the premise of it. I have been doing the same thing in a way when it comes to this planning routine, except it's not really so much goal oriented. It's just me trying to get organized and plan out our lives the best that I can. A perfect example of this is when I sat down in January, I was thinking about all that was going to take place in the first quarter. One thing that came to mind was my dog's comprehensive exam. She gets that every March. So that let me know to put it as a to-do, like write it down and write down the due date, like when it's due, when it needs to take place. And it also then kind of triggered me to schedule the comprehensive exam, to make sure it's scheduled before the due date. That's just one small example, probably the tiniest example ever, but that's basically what I have been doing. So with that being said, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna screen record, and we are going to take a look at our March budget, and we're gonna take a look at the actual numbers. Of course, I plugged in some numbers as best as I could at the top of this quarter, but today we're here to pretty much finalize those numbers. And then we're also going to talk about our financial goals, to-dos, and tasks for the month of March. So let me go ahead and screen record so we can get into it. I also want to mention, well, I'll talk about it as we move through here. So let's just go ahead and start. Whew. This is not a daunting task, but it's a little, it's a little much. So here's what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna update the budget first, because that makes the most sense to me. I will say that the March budget was created based off of the February budget, so we will have to do some tweaking. For the first bill that's due in the month, we do have our gym bill, which is, you know what? I was about to tell you what it was before, but it actually recently went up. I think it went up like a couple dollars, but we're about to see. So that's kind of the purpose of doing this. Sometimes it's not just a few dollars that we're having to tweak or adjust, it's a big figure. So we gotta actually tweak a number of numbers here today. So let's see what, oh, okay, I was trying to look up the amount, $62. All right, so on the first, we will pay our monthly budget. On the first, we will pay our monthly gym bill at $62. Then our car payment is due on the 7th at $314.34. Followed by that, we have our electricity bill. So I had guessed a number, but it is inaccurate. So let's go see what the actual bill is, which came in a couple of days ago, this week actually. It is, oh, it's actually gonna be less. So I try to just guess. A lot of what I do also is I base numbers on either the previous month's numbers or last year's number. So when I was creating this March budget, I looked back at our March electricity bill of 2023. That's kind of what I was doing, but the actual amount is going to be $161.19. For cable, that is through Sling TV. It's still $40 even. Pest control is $50.60. Internet is $80.30. Mortgage is $1,611.23. Water/sewer, I guessed last time, but the guess was slightly off, so I'm going to increase my guess basically. Let's see. Last time it was $72.68. I'm budgeting $70.72 right now. I'm gonna change it to $75, and then once I get that bill, which I'll get it like the last day of February, or sometimes I get it within the first couple of days of the new month. So once I actually get that, I will plug in the actual number. But for now, I think that's the only number that I don't quite have exactly right now. So we're gonna go with $75. Next up, we have student loans, and that payment has changed. I had to like resubmit some stuff, whatever. So that amount is supposed to be, $441.97. By supposed to be, I mean that's what they gave me as an estimate. I haven't gotten like the final for sure number yet, but it's supposed to be $441.97. Amazon Music is $16.99. Security for our home is $52.14. Life insurance for the both of us is $42.19. Pet insurance is $61.05, and that may very well be going up as well, but typically that doesn't go up until March. Usually when it does go up, hopefully it doesn't go up, but it's also dependent on her size. So hopefully she hasn't gained too many more pounds since the last time that we spoke. Since the last time that I spoke to her vet, of course. So we'll have to see. But as of right now, let's just take a quick peek and see. So as you can see, it says like payment due or whatever, but it doesn't have an amount. So I don't know what that means. I don't really know what that means. That might be something that I have to wait on to see if they send me an email with the updated amount kind of thing. We'll go with that, but that might be changing and going up a couple dollars or something. We'll see. Netflix is $11.99. Phone bill, we have no phone bill in February. No, sorry, in March. No, there is no phone bill due in March for either one of us. When I had built this out in February, I did not have both of our student loans on here. So I have one student loan and I need to add another one. So we're gonna add another student loan. This is gonna be for my husband. His student loan amount is the same amount. They're pretty close to being gone and paid off, so I love that. It's gonna be due, it's due like the same date that mine is due. So we're gonna do March, I think the 22nd. Or it might be the 23rd, I think it's the 23rd. So we'll do March the 23rd. Wait, what, am I doing this right? Monthly budget is $73.42. I know that number right off the bat. And let's go back to our budget tracker and see. Actually, let's go back to our March budget and see. So we have student loan. I'm just gonna scoot it up here under my student loan. The difference is mine is first. You know, I don't have to actually put my student loan, my husband's student loans. I know just by looking at it. So we have the student loans in here. Then let's get back down to sinking funds. We're likely gonna shoot for a saving $245 again, and savings is $2,000 with shopping being $1,200, but that's gonna have to change. So the cool thing about our budget, if that's what you wanna call it, is that we do work full-time in corporate America, but we also have side hustles. We could bring in tons more money than the base amount, but we budget basically based off of the base amount, like the minimum amount we're going to bring in. But typically we do bring in more. For this budget, I like to try to stick to about $6,500. So for this particular budget, I'm gonna have to go down on savings. I'm gonna go down to like $1,500. And then for shopping, I'm gonna do $2,000. Let me look at what we have going on in March first, and then we might have to circle back. Okay, so let's start with the February goals tasks. Sorry, the March goals tasks and to-dos. I have on here pay for my exam, which is my clinical exam, which I am. This has been on here a while as like a reminder to make sure that I do schedule it and pay for it, which is the same thing. But I think I decided on when I'm actually gonna take it. So this shouldn't be on here for much longer, I guess. I have on here to save $2,000, which is pushing it. So let's say save $1,500 for now. Invest 15% of our paychecks, which is a monthly goal. Pay our monthly credit card bill, register our truck, add truck to our auto insurance. Those have been on here for years. Save $245 for sinking funds. I feel like that's reasonable. Sign up for BarkBox. Low-key, I can delete this because this has been on here for like a year and I failed to do it. It sounds like a good idea, but I'm gonna delete it. Can we believe I'm deleting that? Not because it's completed, but because I'm over it. Turn in my mileage for work. And then I have on here buy Zion a gift, who's my niece. But really, I need to put like buy, yeah, we can leave it at that. So the one thing that we have to consider is that we're going to a Lil Wayne concert next month in March. It will be like my 15th concert. I go to Lil Wayne concerts regularly, but I have not seen him in a few years. So I feel like that's impressive for me. So we're gonna go home to go to see Lil Wayne. We'll stay with my friend, and during that week, it just so happens that my niece's birthday is that weekend. So I told her to think about like something that she might wanna do, a place that she might wanna go out to eat, something like that. So I don't know that I'm giving her a tangible gift. She may be getting like dinner and movie, ice cream, you know, like something like that. She'll be 15, so maybe not. I don't know, maybe she might try to see if I can get her a gift, because I don't know what 15-year-olds are wanting nowadays, but anything major, I guess, her parents could purchase for her. So we'll leave it on here as buy her a gift, but that's not really what I'm aiming for. I'm gonna put stick to trip budget. Then I'm gonna put schedule dog boarding. Whew. She goes to a great boarder, but it's a lot of money. Scheduled dog boarding. I need to pay for dog boarding, which are not two of the same things. Pay for dog boarding. Then let's see what all we have going on in March. My husband has a hair appointment. I guess we can put that on here. Something for me to remember. Pay for hair. Pay for hair. Let's see. Then anything, I'm trying to look for things that require money to be spent. I think we have to then pay, I think we have a copay. Pay dog appointment copay. Let's see what else we have. I need to get my own hair done. Pay for hair. Pay for Mark hair. Pay for, and I'm just using words to trigger me, honestly, like it's not that deep. I just need to know what's what. Pay for Shay's hair. Oh, my husband gets a bonus. I love that. My husband gets a bonus. That's good to know. With that being said, I'm glad I looked. With that being said, we can up this bonus. We can up this budget and go safely into like the $8,000 range. So for which case, I am, because that's not $1,500 anyway, I am gonna go back to save $2,000, and then I am gonna go and put $2,000 here, and let's see how much that is. 733941. Based on how we spend at home, if we were not to go out of town or out to eat or anything in any given month, we would spend just on groceries and toiletries and dog food and personal spending and all of that alone about $1,200. But since I'm anticipating going out of town, having to pay for dog boarding, I'm gonna bump it to $2,000, but mark my words. Is that the saying? I believe that we may spend a little bit more for shopping. So I kind of want to go up, but I really don't like shopping to be more than savings. It bothers me. So I'm thinking about leaving them both at $2,000. Although I'm trying to think if $800 is sufficient for the trip. I think so. Like there's no way we could spend $800 on this trip. because even considering gas and all that, we're not paying to stay anywhere. Of course, we'll take my niece out one day. We'll probably go out on the town with some friends and family members kind of thing. And then I have to account for the dog boarding, which is going to be a pretty good amount of money. So I think that should do it. I'm feeling like this should do the trick. I think that's it. Okay, so I think that's gonna do it for this video. That is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it or liked it, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.